because the pinhole was built onto ancient walls. They didn't move in the times. This was the strategy used by Francesco Bianchini to obtain a very precise meridian line after the other meridian line already existed, the one of Cassini, 1655 in Bologna, and the one of Paolo Toscanelli in Florence, in the Santa Maria del Fiore. Now you see the sun is exactly half and is approaching the meridian line with this strange configuration. I did also measurement in such conditions, but not with the bars. What is the interesting point of this kind of measurement with this fuzzy sun? There is some clouds in every time. Even when the sky is completely clear, it is possible that some cloud is present. What is the effect of the clouds? The clouds enlarge the image. Now, in 2021, in Astronomy and Astrophysics, Tovar et al. Published a paper using the data of Bologna, and they say we discarded 400 observations that are very, very bad. We saved 4,000 observations that are good. The solar diameter did not change. But since the observations are all influenced by a small amount of cloud,
30 seconds.
We have to say that this effect has to be considered. So I communicated to Dr. Richard
You're getting an eclipse there?
the timing of the contact and things, so he has, but it is available, this number. I can assure to you that the precision of this meridian line without works ongoing is something completely astonishing. Now we have clouds, we have these buildings here, and we cannot verify the precision as we would.
Do you think the floor might move a little bit
Well, that's
as
why
the
it's
ground shifts?
No, that's why it's in this old basilica, because they knew they did not want any ground movement. And so that's why it's in one of the oldest foundations in all of Rome.
So it's a very stable
That's right. So
ground
the idea,
situation.
they considered putting this in a very stable place from the very beginning in the 17th century.
In these 25 years, we had occasion also to study what is below the floor, and in the position where we have these spots,
Past now.
there is some humidity rising, but nothing enough to verify some movement. Moreover, Francesco Bianchini itself considered this option of having movement in the soil, because here you have some part of a hydraulic circuit which starts over there and is completing on the other side to verify the horizontality of the plane of the meridian line. So this meridian line was prepared for your visit 300 years ago, 320 years ago.
the line for the limit of Easter, terminus Pascale, so the sun has to be in this part. Here.
This is the equinox,
Yeah.
the celestial equator, and you know that after the sun crosses the equinox in spring, the center of the sun
The sun would be
crosses
moving
the
this way.
spring. It is possible to have the Easter feast, but churchmen were smart. They decided that the equinox is always 21 of March. So you have not you are not vinculated to clouds and measurement, interpolation, because the equinox is an interpolated quantity. But knowing that the equinox is 21, the Sunday and the full moon are the other condition for Easter. Easter can be only from 22 on. That's why terminus Paschae is 22 of March. The sun is going in that direction from day to day, and ends here, 25 of April.
Ah, yeah, the limit.
Yeah, just the last.
The dimension of the sun in this moment is like these two circles.
The size of the projection is supposed to be that size.
This is exactly on 20 of August, but also on 23 of April. And this was the last visit of Pope Clemens, the first visit of Pope Clemens the 11th is written there, Adventus Sanctitatis Domini Nostri Clementis undecimi.
So it's also a calendar.
Yes.
It's a calendar and a clock.
After 300 years, also Pope Benedict came here to visit on 10 of April 2011 this basilica and also the meridian line.
There's a sign of that,
Oh, okay.
right above the door.
But we have the date. The Pope needs his date.
Well, the Pope didn't need, but the people wanted to celebrate this unique event, collocating because the Pope paid for the meridian line. He was rich, a rich family, but he was smart and intelligent, and when he was cardinal, he paid. After he was elected, he was the youngest Pope, 51 years old. In 1700 exactly. He didn't expect to become Pope. He wasn't even priest. He accepted, he was ordered priest 27 of September. The Pope died. He was already cardinal, and he was elected Pope, and he took 4 days to say yes, because he knew what was going on. He didn't like to be in the cross so immediately, but he accepted. But he already paid for this. So it was right to put also the symbol of his visit on 20 of August, which is the feast of Saint Bernard. The church is nearby, and the monks were here also at that time.
You also see the constellations for where the sun is Taurus, Virgo.
Yes, these are copied from the Bayer Atlas, Uranometria, but these two have been restored, remade in 1800. All the other are original, 1700, by Francesco Tedeschi.
This is a meter thing, and this side is...
And before we leave, I want to show to you the final part of the meridian line. On the meridian line are represented some stars that are in principle visible not through the pinhole, but the pinhole was, you could open the pinhole and observe with a telescope the stars. Why that? The stars were used to measure the timing of the sun, because the sun is movable, the stars are fixed. So they were used as a fixed reference. Few years after the realization of this meridian line, Halley discovered the first proper motion of Arcturus, and started to know that also the stars their motion were movable. Here we are at the end of the meridian line, close to the Capricornus. The sun arrives here on the winter solstice. The image of the sun is much bigger than the one you saw before. You saw half, okay, but the double of the image here is from here, 220 to 215. So it's 1 meter and 10. In winter, the sky is much more dry and clear, so the result is much better. And at the end of this meridian line, there is the table of the observations that I mentioned to you before. It is here. There are 4 columns relative to the 1703 year. The equinoxium vernum, which is spring equinox, solstitium estivum, summer solstice, equinoxium autumnalis, the following one, the fall equinox, and the solstitium brumalis, the winter one. They are written with their timing. The timing is mentioned in the local time. So the difficulty to understand this table is to know which is the local time, which was the local time 320 years ago. After long calculation that I even don't remember, I have found delays or anticipation of such dates. These delays are compatible with the stellar aberration, exactly the one. Discovered in 2019, like 320 years after the observations, because Bianchini did not write all these things. Obviously, he knew that he was doing an instrument forever, but he didn't know that we would forget some reference that at the time were obvious and now they are no more. These 2 windows over there, I use them to see if it is enough clear to see the meridian line or not. But there is a strong indication that Michelangelo, who realized this basilica in the Diocletian terms, used this window as a meridian line, special pinhole, let's say, to enlighten the image of the Virgin Mary by the light of the sun around 1 p.m. now, which is local noon, plus or minus some time. It is verified in the season of November and February. It's perfectly illuminated by this source of light. So today is the birthday of Virgin Mary, 8th of September, the Nativity of Mary, and it is worth to remember this and the action of Michelangelo.